Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Coming back at you with another video. Kind of cool today. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's gonna be fall here pretty soon. It's kind of windy out here. It's kind of cool. Michigan has no middle ground. There's no balance. It's either too cold or it's too hot. Yesterday it was all right. Today's a little bit on the cool side. Anyway, that's your Michigan forecast for today. Anyway, I wanted to talk about jazz, my Jazzy Life. Had a video um, of CPS coming to her apartment. They interviewed her oldest daughter, Caitlin. I think is it Caitlin? Is that her name? And they interviewed her oldest daughter. Was asking her oldest daughter some questions, and I can tell by looking at the video she was very nervous about it. Of course, CPS come to your house, anybody gonna be nervous. If they had ever came up to my house, I would have been nervous. That's a very nerve wracking thing. And I find that it seems like the reactors were cracking on her about that, but of course you're going to be nervous with CPS coming to your house. You know what I mean? So I seen it. I looked at the video. And, I don't know. You know me, guys. I don't do. I'm all about positivity. I don't do negative reactions. I don't. I'm not about all that. But at the same time, I like to give the mother's advice. I keep it. I got to keep it 100. I have to give them some advice. Um, but I like to kind of do it in a loving way to where I'm not hurling insults at them. That's not going to benefit anybody. That's not going to help anybody. And I'm trying to be like everybody else on here. Mm-mm. I'm not like that. But I'm team mom, and a lot of people. But somebody called CPS on her. We don't know if it was one of the neighbors or one of her subscribers. She suspected. I think it was one of the subscribers. Um, because that happened to Chrissy too. Check my video out where I'm talking about that. The CPS calling people calling CPS on strong mommy Chrissy. They wrong for that. Like I said in that video, they wrong for that. Um, they wrong for that. When you the family channels on here, you only see like 25 whatever minutes that they put on. Here you only see a small portion of their whole day. They don't. How do you know? You don't know what's going on in their home when they shut the camera off. That's the issue that I'm having with that right off the bat. You don't, when they shut the camera off, you have no idea what's going on in their home. So how can you don't have a full picture? It's not like you went over to her house a few times and you seen this and you seen that and you seen different things. I know I had a friend, she was nasty. She was nasty. Um, she was doing all kind of stuff with her kids, and I was the type of person I never told nobody what to do with their kids. You know, this was years ago when I was in my 20s. But I seen something where times where I thought maybe she was being neglectful and stuff like that. But these people aren't coming to her home. You only when they do a video, you're only seeing just a short snippet of a whole day. It's just like reality shows on TV. You're only seeing bits and pieces. In reality, we all know that reality shows are scripted. They take bits and pieces and put it together. You know, the if you a whole show may not be based on one day. They film in segments and they just take those bits and pieces and put them together. We all know that reality shows are scripted. YouTube is definitely more realistic than reality TV, but Like it's just like when I come on here, I'm only giving you a snippet of, even if I tell you certain things, you're only getting a little part of the picture. Even if I tell you a story about what's going on in my family or whatever, or even if I talk about what's going on with my son, okay, well, you're only getting that little small picture. You're not getting the whole picture, because I'm obviously not going to come on here and tell y'all everything. And I don't film my family like that. You know what I'm saying? And even if I did, I'm not going to film everything. I'm going to be selective about what I'm filming. You know what I mean? So you don't know everything about anybody that's on YouTube. You only know what they put on here for 15, 20 minutes or whatever. So that's my issue with that. That is my issue with people calling CPS on the YouTube moms. It's like you're only getting a small portion of what you know and I think a lot of times it's done out of spite. People may be doing it out of spite, but my thought is, like I said in the Mommy Chrissy video, okay, you must be trying to get back at their kids. Yeah, I mean, you're not only trying to get at them. You hate them, but you hate their kids too, because it's like you want their children to suffer. And I mean, it's got to be you have to be a black-hearted person to want little children to suffer, because everybody, if you talk to people that have been in the foster care system, they will tell you that it was 9 times out of 10 it was a nightmare. You know, getting bounced from different homes. Not everybody is in it for the right reasons. Everybody that does foster care is not in it for the right reasons. I used to work with a lady that did foster care. Now she was doing it for the right reasons, you know, but not everybody is in it for the right reasons. Some people do it for the money, not everybody has the right intentions that do foster care. And so children wind up getting placed in the foster care system and getting bounced from different homes. Then they wind up getting abused in the foster care system. So it's very traumatizing to a child. If you talk to anybody that has been in the foster care system, they will tell you it was a very traumatic experience for them. Why would you want to do that to a child? Why would you want to do that? If you hate Jasmine, that's one thing, but to hate her kids, to want to see her children suffer, because if she gets her children taken away and gets placed in the foster care system, what do you think that's going to do to them? It's going to be very traumatizing and traumatic for them. They don't deserve that. Where do you get off thinking that they deserve that? Her children don't deserve that. They don't deserve to suffer like that. They're not always better off. They're not always better off being taken from the mother and placed in foster care. If they're not placed with a family member, they're not always better off. That's where people get it twisted. They're not always in a better situation. And they can screen these people all day long, but not everybody is in it. That's in it don't have the right intentions. I've heard a lot of horror stories of people that was in the foster care system, and not everybody is got the children's best interest at heart. So that's what I want to get off, right off the bat. I want to get that established right off the bat. Now, as far as Jasmine, I don't know if it was a good idea for her to film that. A lot of people saying that she probably shouldn't have filmed that. I think I can agree with that. I don't think it was a good idea for her to film it. You know, I was thinking about that earlier. I said I don't know if she should have filmed that. I mean, I think if it was me, I don't know if I would have filmed that, because that's a very private situation. It's a very private situation. And I was shocked that they allowed her to film that. I was shocked that the lady allowed her to film. But then I thought about it. I said, well, just in case she had to go to court or something, then she has proof of what the caseworker said and what she said to the daughter and all that kind of stuff. So, you could film it for those reasons, for personal reasons, but to put it on social media, I just don't know if that was a good idea for her to do that. I think she probably should have left that out, because Mommy Chrissy just basically came on and just talked about it. She didn't film it. So that's basically what she could have done. She just could have came on here and talked about the situation. I just don't think it was a good idea for her to film it, because she opened herself up for more criticism, basically, because even if she had came on here and talked about it, people was going to criticize her. But when she filmed it, it opened her up for more criticism. Now it has opened her up for more criticism. So um, that I don't think that was a good idea. And but what I want to say to Jazzy, my piece of advice to Jazzy and all the the YouTube mommies on here across the board, not just Jazzy, but all the YouTube mommies on here, is you have to be careful when you are filming your family, when you're filming your children. You have to be very, very careful about. I think I did a video about this, talking about this before, but you have to be very careful about what you're filming. I would suggest that you film, like there's a lot of videos where she filmed where she's feeding the kids, she's helping the children with the schooling, the virtual schooling, getting them ready for school, taking them to the park, stuff like that. Just limit your filming to like in situations where you're actually doing activities with the children, or you're feeding the children, or limit your filming to that, and show less of this. You have to be very careful about what you put out there, what you expose. And I know Jazzy's real good at editing, and I know she's real good at it, and I know that there's certain things that she can edit out. It's just she shows something that it might not be appropriate, she can kind of edit it out. So my suggestion to her is just that you just got to be careful, babe. You got to be careful what you're putting out there, because people are mandated reporters. When I worked in childcare, I was a mandated reporter. Um, a lot of people are mandated reporters out here. Mandated reporter is somebody that, if you see evidence, if you think you see someone abusing their child, it doesn't make a difference if they're out in public or whatever the situation is. If you see a situation to where you think someone may be abusing or neglecting their child, then you call the authorities. I don't. I think that Jazz is a good mom. I think that she is a good mom that makes mistakes. She makes mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes when I was raising my children. A lot of the people that talks junk about her, they make mistakes with their children. It's just not on YouTube. I made a lot of mistakes with my children. Trust me, I got some stories to tell. I think there's not a mother on this planet that haven't made mistakes with their children. It's not a mother on this planet that haven't made mistakes. All mothers have made mistakes. The only difference is that her mistakes is on YouTube. And so Jasmine is a good mom. I think she's doing the best she can. I honestly think that she's doing the best she can, but she makes mistakes. And she's also dealing with some mental health issue. Not trying to make excuses for her, but she's dealing with some mental health issues, and it's very, very hard to be an effective parent. It's a struggle. It's a struggle being you're not at your best if you're a mom, a single mom trying to raise kids, and you're dealing with some mental health issues. You are not at your best. It is really a struggle to try to you can't really parent effectively when you have mental health issues, and people have to remember that Jasmine does have mental health issues that she's dealing with. Um, Being a single mother in itself is stressful. I did it for many years, and man, I couldn't imagine having no more kids than what I had. It was very stressful. Mentally, it affects you mentally, emotionally, physically. It affects you all areas. It affects you all areas. It could also affect you spiritually as well. If you let it, I mean, I had to really fight over the years to keep it from affecting me spiritually. It was a struggle to keep being a single, because being a single mother is rough, to say the least. It's rough, and it affects you on all levels. And so when you got some mental health issues on top of all that, it's rough. It's rough. She got to put up with the fact that the father of the children is in prison, not having no help from him. It's hard. I don't know. I guess I have the ability to see the bigger picture. I guess I have the, like I said, I have the ability, as far as with the mommies, to see the bigger picture. And I guess I'm looking at the bigger picture as far as her situation. I'm looking at the bigger picture, and so I can see where there's room, places where she can definitely make some improvements. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. All in all, I think, like I said, for the most part, Jazz is a good mom. She's doing the best she can with her kids. She's done a lot of various videos where she's feeding the children. The children don't look neglected to me. They don't look neglected to me. They look happy. Her 2 year olds are typical 2 year olds. I used to work in childcare, honey. And when I first started working in childcare, I worked with the 2 year olds. I know how they act. And so her 2 year old twins are being typical 2 year olds. They're being like they're what they're supposed to be at that age. Two and three is rough ages. 2 and 3 is rough for children. It's not just two. People say terrible twos. Mm-mm. It's not just two. It's threes too. It's twos and threes. It's rough. Because I worked with both. I worked for 2 and 3 year olds and 4 year olds, and it's rough. It is rough. They throw tantrums, they have meltdowns, all that, the whole 9 yards. So she has to deal with that, and then our older children, you know, making sure they get the attention and stuff that they need. It's not easy, and it's not easy being a mom to twins, a twin mom. It's not easy taking care of twins. But like I said, I would recommend, like I said, suggest to all the moms. Uh, yeah, gotta be careful the content that you're putting out here. You have to be careful what you're filming. Everything can't be put on social media. If you think, I know when I do my videos, I always look at them before I post them, which I don't know how to edit. So if I think that I made too many mistakes or something, I'll just go ahead and scrap it and do it over. But Jazz is real good at editing. Look at the video first before you post it, and I'm sure she edits all her videos, and then you can edit, whatever you think is not appropriate. And as far as the live streams, I wouldn't do them until the children are in the bed. I wouldn't recommend doing the live streams until the children are asleep. The children are asleep and in the bed. That's the perfect opportunity for you to come on and connect with your subscribers and do your live stream. Because most of the time the children aren't in the live streams anyway. If they are, they're kind of like in and out. Because what's happening is that she's doing these live streams during the day, at the time when the children are awake. So people are like, okay, where's her kids at while she's doing this live stream? Where's her kids? They in the other room. She's not watching them. And see, people, you know, that's what people are thinking. So my suggestion would be to do them when the children, put the children to bed, put them to bed, and then you can do your live stream. That's the time. Or get up really early in the morning before they wake up, and then you can do the live stream, at that particular time. So it's, the less that and then just show videos with you interacting with the children and fixing the children breakfast and things, or food, or meals and things like that. And you can do the clean with me's and the shop with me's and things like that. But just limit, your children's exposure on the YouTube. Just limit their exposure, and that would be my suggestion right there. But people gonna talk mess. I mean, there's reactors on here that's obviously gonna talk a lot of mess, because that's just what they do. Um, they call it clout chasing. Although a lot of people trying to make money, that's how they make their money on here. Go figure. But so I mean, there is a lot of people on here that's gonna, you know, talk mess. But like I said, I'm here to give some, uh, words of encouragement, words of wisdom, good constructive criticism. You know, I ain't about all that. So let me know in the comment section if you saw that Jazzy CPS video. Let me know if you've seen that. Let me know what your thoughts were on it. Um, I don't want nobody bad mouthing her in my comment section because I don't like them. Not about that, but just some constructive. If you have some constructive advice or whatever, you know, there's no need to bad mouth her. There's no need to do that. So not on my channel. I don't want it on my channel. So just hit me up. Let me know what you think. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and the share button, and hit the notification bell so every time I do a video, you will be notified. Okay, till the next video. Peace and love. This is Sweet June.